Hello and welcome to the Psychic Tarot Show, coming to you live here on the Beyond Mystic Rumble channel, streaming live on Rumble, and the Beyond Mystic YouTube channel. Check us out. I had a client, two clients actually in the last little while, that said that they found me on Rumble and they'd never even heard of Beyond Mystic before. So welcome. If this is your first time to the channel, there's all kinds of amazing shows here on, you can follow us, of course, on Rumble and also on YouTube. So welcome, everybody. How are you feeling? As you can see, I'm chilly here. Got my cozy sweater on. It has been a very cold, rainy couple of days, and I just kind of feel chilled to the bone. I've got all the heaters on and my blankets covering me, and yeah, it's definitely feeling like fall heading into winter. How about you, where you are? Hi, everyone. Prescott, Arizona. I bet it's nicer where you are. Washington State. Hi, Mary. Is it cold where you are? I was like, oh my gosh, it's sweater season again. It just always is surprising when it comes on every year, isn't it? Oh, rain here too. Yeah. Hi, Lupo and Leo. Hi, everyone. Cassandra. Oh, beautiful day in Vegas. Well, send some of that sunshine our way. You know, you get used to it. And I go out for a really good kind of bracing hike every morning, and it just feels like it was no time at all where I had to go out early in the morning for my hike because the days were so hot that by midday it was really not comfortable. It just seems like yesterday, like a couple of weeks ago, but here we are. Got my gloves on and my sweater. Anyway, so we are looking ahead at this upcoming week and wondering what the energies are going to suggest. Of course, none of this is absolute, set in stone, but it gives us an idea of what might be in store for all of us. And by knowing a little bit about that, we can prepare ourselves just like we do for the weather, you know? And we're looking at everything. We're looking at spiritual energies, you know, universal energies, galactic energies, three-eye atlas and solar storms, all the aspects, astrological configurations, geopolitical, economic, you name it, everything. And a lot of it boils down to how we're going to respond to all of those things that are ongoing in our daily lives. And that's what I aim to tune in with, to receive insights, to see how we can work with those energies and integrate them into our daily lives to make the most and do our part in helping things balance and harmonize on this planet. So starting us off, I'm going to make the screen bigger. Oh, the other one. There we go. Starting us off in our first house of Aries, which has to do with, you know, where we're at. Where are we at? We had a lot of that mind control last week, really working on not letting our minds get away on us. And I have to say, I wasn't entirely successful with that, but knowing that that was going to be something I needed to really work on, I gave myself, first of all, a little bit of, it's okay, you're not the only one struggling with this. And I also gave myself the need, you know, really to pay attention and not just override and say, oh, whatever, you know. So what? My mind's looping. I really worked on not letting it do that. So we have another kind of mind bender card here. The swords represent thoughts and ideas, and we're on a stalemate. So it can be a card that relates to a truce, but it can also be a card that relates to being shut down and like feeling quite protective. You see this character has their arms crossed. They don't know which way to go. So there could be, we'll see what's around it, but it's not the most comfortable position to start our week off. And again, it is in being in two minds or not really being certain how to make sense of all that's happening. I can relate to that. Aw, hi everyone. Okay. Trust intuition, Suzanne saying. The blindfolded justice to trust our intuition. Yes. And again, it is that balancing and calming the mind. Thanks, Maggie. I like my new backgrounds too. I've been playing around with them because I'm doing filming for stuff on my own channel and website and so on. So yeah, just been playing around with green screen and different backgrounds and miles to go with that. I'm just learning. Okay, so let's see what's around this. Oh, wow. Beautiful. So we have 2 2s in a row and double the fun. 2s are about bringing things together, unifying energies, bringing balance to something. And so we have the mind and the heart, the 2 of thoughts and the 2 of feelings. So there can be some polarity with the 2s, but it's also unity. And they help each other. When you have cards that are side by each like that, they influence each other and they double up. So 2 of a kind, in the way that I read tarot, 2 of a kind means mastery of something. So we're mastering that energy of balancing, harmonizing duality and polarity. So actually really obvious here that our minds are not going to be able to sort out all the chaos and all the polarity. I know I was doing some deep diving this week and I thought, I don't know how newbies are handling all of this, like new truthers, because I've been doing it, like I say, for 30 years. And the amount of stuff that's coming out now, like regularly, it boggles even my mind. And I've got a pretty expansive mind. There's just so much being uncovered all at the same time, and it does start to overwhelm us. It certainly overwhelms me, and I'm someone that can handle a lot of diverse perspective and integrating all of that, and it's even overwhelming me. So coming into the balance in the heart, the mind is going, can't figure it out. The heart is feeling into what feels good. And Taurus is about how we feel, among other things, how safe we feel. What makes us feel secure? Taurus is security. Out of all the 12 signs, the 12 positions on this wheel, Taurus says, I want to feel safe and secure. And this is the love card. It's the love card. Really, home is where the heart is. Safety is where we find love. So we're going to be looking to find the safe havens this week, in not in the ideas and thoughts, because we're feeling a bit overwhelmed and uncertain about truths right now. I'm not saying everything, we're uncertain about everything, but we might just be hitting some truth overwhelm walls. And our hearts are asking to be listened to. So, where are we finding security in our relationships? Reconnecting with people, bringing love and balance back into our relationships, if for no other reason, because it feels safer to not be alone. Wow. Yeah. Taurus says, buy physical silver. Okay, thank you for that. Yes, safety is in, among other things, obviously relationships, but I do love your comment. And we do have, well, golden cups here sharing the gold energy, and actually the lion represents gold as well. So we might want to up level with purchasing gold or transferring some of our silver into gold. It could be a little bit of a tip for this week because gold might do another big spike. It's interesting to do things like that where you basically sell some of your silver to buy gold and then sell some of your gold to buy more silver, depending on which one is spiking in what order. So looks like silver is taking a break. Look at this. Silver is on hold and gold is the metal for the next couple of weeks. It's going to rise significantly. Well, that's interesting. And, oh, great. Great, great, great. So in the house of thoughts and the mind, we have nature. So 78 cards in the tarot, one card that really indicates Mother Nature. Here she is, the Empress. The Empress in Gemini. Gemini, thoughts, ideas, communication, our busy minds. Take them out into nature. It's always a good idea. It's going to be almost an essential this week. So if you normally go out into nature maybe once a week, you might want to go 2 or 3 times this week. You might want to immerse yourself as much as possible because it's going to help to calm this mind that is, yeah, a bit overwhelmed is what I'm hearing. And if you've ever done any of the practices, obviously we talk about earthing and grounding where you put either your bare feet or, leather-soled shoes straight onto the ground so that you're absorbing that earth energy directly without any synthetic artificial barrier between you and the earth. It's a fantastic practice. There's also little ways to cheat with that. There's things like grounding sheets and earthing mats and all that sort of stuff where I believe they put a copper, um, you know, peg or pin or something down into the earth and channel it up into whatever it is. The pad for your bed or garments or something like that. So earthing, really, really impactful this week. And also, if that doesn't feel appropriate or comfortable to you, you can touch with your 2 hands, hold onto a tree. And it has the same effect because you're literally directly on your bare hands connecting with that earth energy through the tree. And it can be extraordinarily replenishing and grounding to do that. I'm hearing that we need at least 3 to 5 minutes. It's not just like, okay, go up and hold and be like, give the tree a little hug and walk away. It really is to tune in and send your energy down into the earth and really connect deep into that natural reservoir of strength. Yeah. Oh, I get we're also, we're talking about new earth and expanding our human family into this more evolved ascended consciousness, and earth is also coming out of a deep sleep. Um, you know, this deep state dark cult cabal system that has created the artificial reality, the illusion of us being in this kind of prison planet, it's also held our earth, our beautiful home, hostage during that time period. Now, I believe that all of this there's a purpose behind all of it. Um, doesn't it doesn't seem stand to reason, and yet I do believe there's reasons why it is happening and why it has happened. Earth is also waking up, and she wants to be held as she wakes up. She wants to be connected with, it's almost like she's falling back asleep a lot. She really needs us to stick with her as she awakens and upgrades. So we can help her process. And as she is doing better, of course, that has an incredible benefit for us. Okay, next card in the next position. Oh my goodness. So waking up, we have another kind of sleeping card. Do you see that? We also have another card that relates to metals. I often see this card relating to precious metals, the 3 silver swords hanging on the wall and the 1 gold sword below. So again, you may want to consider your balance of silver and gold, precious metals, like 1/4 gold and 3/4 silver could be a great ratio to stick with. And if you don't have that, you might want to be adjusting your ratio this week because gold is about to jump. This is also the home position. It's our home and family position of the wheel, and it has us resting. A lot of rest and a lot of time in nature. So all of this, I want to say, energy in our brain waves, which does feel like it's being affected by all of the aspects that are going on universally, these massive solar and cosmic events, is having an effect on our nervous system, especially our supercomputer up there. And it needs to power down and rest and get real rest. So if you're not sleeping well, attending to your sleep rituals this week is going to be so very, very valuable. Darkening the room, having at least, if possible, an hour with no screens before you go off to sleep. It's such a hard habit to break. I go through cycles where I'm reading in the evening and I love it. And then I get back onto, watching things before I go to sleep, and it just affects my sleeping. It over time, like it might be okay for a week, and then I'm back to being really struggling with my sleep. So let's care about that. I'll commit to caring about that this week. And we are still in this time of the year where the veils are very, very thin between us and our departed loved ones, our ancestors. There's still a lot of navigation going back and forward across those portals. And we need rest because that is exhausting on our systems. Nature also needs rest. So interesting. Whoa, okay. We've got one of the intense ones, which we haven't seen. I haven't had a devil in the overview for, I don't know, those of you watching with me that have been with me for a couple, 2 or 3 years. It's been a while. since the devil showed up. The devil is showing up in Leo. So Leo, among other things, has to do with our pride. It has to do with us putting ourselves out in the world, being the extroverted part of us. So we could see, I want to say, sort of like threats to your profile, your character. There could be, character assassination kind of energy, because this is Leo, which is across from Aquarius, which connects to our reputation. And Leo is a lot about fame and being seen. So we could be seeing some famous people. What else is new? Really a lot coming to the surface this week. A lot of characters getting torn down. However, it's also, even the tear down can be really hard on our nervous systems. There's a lot going on, isn't there? Like in every area. So incoming energies, be careful what you're letting in. And again, these veils are thin, and if we're not sleeping well, we're more, again, I like to call it like the immune system. The psychic immune system is very similar to the physical immune system. What do you do when your physical immune system's down? You rest, you get exercise, you eat well, you hydrate, you take your vitamins. It's exactly the same recipe for your psychic immune system. So your psychic immune system is under threat. And this isn't to frighten us, it's to say, oh, great, there's some energy viruses out going around right now psychically. So it's not about panicking, it's about, let's get your immune system up. Let's get your psychic immune system up. We'll see what's on the other side of that in Virgo, because Virgo has to do with our health and our habits. Oh, interesting. Very interesting. So normally, Virgo is where we would see discipline, routines, healthy habits. We've got the Fool there. So it's less about your routines and your habits. It's more about really staying in the moment, pivoting, adjusting. Your intention is to build up your psychic immune system. It might not be by following all these protocols that you've done before. You may just say, I'm not going to focus on protocols. I'm going to keep in the intention. Show me what I need to do today. What do I feel like right now would bring me into healthy immunity versus taking me off balance? So I guess overall right now, I'm getting a real feeling that we want to stay vigilant this week in our energy and our intentions, kind of being very, very present with things, not in a fearful way, but not being too rigid either. Like, okay, I've got to do all these things in order and I have to get it right. And if I miss my protocols, oh no, these bad energies are going to get in. It's really about staying in that frequency of presence, of intuition. Beautiful. Oh, some really interesting concept, the psychic immune system. It is, definitely. And it just actually came to me in one of these lives a couple of weeks ago. That's how this stuff happens. It's coming through the collective energy of your guidance teams. So many guidance teams working together to bring forth these incredible insights. And Janine and I have talked for years about how we've learned so much doing readings because we get to channel all of these people's incredible guides and their guidance team. And through that, we are being educated about so many of these things. So it's a delight to have you doing this process with me. We are sharing and co-creating this. So lovely. Let's look at relationships. Libra, halfway through the wheel. Relationships. Oh, interesting. So Penny Kelly and I, 2 weeks ago, we did this great Intuition Friday, and we were talking about the falling in love game, and actually how it's another one of those things that have been designed to distract us. And love is actually much bigger than the love game. The love game is very intoxicating and very attractive because it is kind of like a drug, right? We know the song, Love is a Drug and I Need Some More. Like it's intoxicating and drug-like because it actually is stimulating that part of our brain that is saying, I'm going to depend on something outside of myself to manufacture my positive endorphins and hormones and so on. I'm going to depend on this thing. This other person is going to fix that part of me. This person is going to make me happy. And this is the game we're playing. If I don't bug you about this and I don't expect this from you, you're not going to expect this from me. And we're going to trade making each other happy and get into this, a little bit of a co-addiction, which does not in any way discredit actual true love, which is way beyond getting those needs met. True love is really about seeing someone as they are, accepting all of who they are, knowing that they will disappoint you often. You will disappoint them often, but there's enough shared respect, positive co-creative energy. You have enough in common. You have enough similar goals. You're both realistic. Neither of you are over depending on each other to fulfill yourselves. You're both allowing each other to be all of who you are, not having to place a minimal, you fit into that part of my reality little game. So if you didn't see that, go check it out, because we got into this and I was just doing a reading a little while ago and we were talking about how there's a lot of clearing happening in relationships right now. There's a lot of energy in men and women both, where we realize we don't want to play that intoxication game. You can be intoxicated every day by loving the beauty of nature and feeling joyful, celebrating in artistry and creation and co-creation. If we expect the majority of the bandwidth of all of those endorphins and all of that chemistry of what, the the addictive chemistry that we've agreed to build together in that love frequency, we're basically becoming dependent on that to give us all of those aspects. So this isn't an easy one size fits all. I don't have all the answers, but I see shifts in how individual humans and people in relationships are saying, maybe we just ease off a little bit on that mutual, creating that love addiction, maybe we just ease off on that a little bit and let a different kind of fuller, more holistic type of love guide us, which actually brings us into security, which is over here, divine union and security. It's interesting how if you discuss love and the dramatics that go along with that really addictive kind of love, people often, they get addicted to the drama as well. It's not just the feel-good hormones. It's the highs and the lows and it's quite it's quite a roller coaster, and it does a lot chemically in our bodies, in our hormones. It creates a lot of waves inside of us, and that can be very addictive. So I see here with this Ace of Swords that there's something shifting in what we need from that. Do we need that hit of love as a drug? Or can we say, actually, I don't need that drug, that type of a hit from my relationships anymore? It's just a thought. Yeah, the love drama can be toxic, and there is a new maturity level in romantic relationships. I believe we deserve that. Yeah. And look at this. My husband is not perfect, but I get a lot from loving him. It's it is that, many times it's what that love brings out in us as well, like the version of us that shows up. That's often a big indicator for me when I'm looking at relationships and when I'm coaching friends and family and so on, colleagues, is what version of you does this person bring out? And if they bring out the version of you that is not addicted to that dramatic part of love, if they bring out, a holistic aspect of you that isn't hooked on the next text or email or drama, but actually really feeling more yourself every day, stronger and more in your own sovereignty and empowerment, then you're in a good connection that has room to grow, which is so beautiful. Okay, there's a lot of energy. Wow. I think this is showing up because there's actually a lot of chemistry in the air. It feels a bit like spring is in the air. And it's funny because, of course, if you're down in the southern hemisphere, it is spring. So for you all, there is that spring feeling. But even for us in the northern hemisphere, there does feel like there's a lot of, let's just say, sexual energy in the air. There's a lot of that. Because look at this. Scorpio, which among other things rules sexuality, across from the Two of Cups in Taurus, and this is the Eight of Wands. It's a lot of energy, creative, life force energy. Yeah. And interesting that we have the Devil here, which means there could be temptations this week. Things might come up. Skeletons in the closet. It's both in the realm of, not psychic attacks, but there being that sort of energy in the air. There's also a lot of sexual energy in the air. So just to be aware of this, it's not a bad thing. It's a potent thing that requires awareness, right? It's like if you're going to play with fire, you want to know how to work with fire. Yes. Aw, thank you. Yay. I did see someone up here asking, where's Janine? And Janine's around. You can find her. In fact, we're going to be, why don't we look at the schedule right now? Let's bring it up here. And you can see when you get to see Janine next. There we go. Looks like, I got to go over to it and have a look. Tomorrow, you can see, not tomorrow, I apologize, Monday at 8 to 9 p.m., Jean-Claude and Janine, Beyond the News. And then Tuesday, Beyond the News viewer questions, 3 to 4 p.m. with Janine and Coco. Beautiful. And Crystal's doing Beyond Karma, 5 to 6 on Tuesday. And then What Do We Do Now? Jordan and Jean-Claude on Tuesday at 8 o'clock. So lots to look forward to. Don't despair. Janine will be back shortly. Okay. Next position is Sagittarius. Sagittarius has to do with our spontaneity, our expansion, so it can be adventure and travel and spontaneity. Does not look like a lot of outward action this week. This is the inward card. So we have two cards that indicate taking some space internally. The Hermit is solitude, and showing up in Sagittarius, not necessarily the most comfortable place for the Hermit to be. But it does look like you could do a lot of big inner work this week. So, because Sagittarius is expansion and a journey, and if this is an internal card, it's a journey inward. So what does that mean for you? I actually found myself going down a bit of a rabbit hole with looking at my genealogy again. It's something that I'm really interested in. I have been teaching courses about it for years, and I am writing a book about it. And I have been very busy with other things, so I put it aside. I keep it as a special thing that I enjoy doing more research on when I have the time. And I've carved out a bit of time in the next couple of weeks because I felt it was going to be important. So it could be something like that, where you're taking the time to look into something, to dive into a practice or a spiritual teaching or your own family history, the kind of thing that you don't often allow yourself time to do. This would be a good week to do something like that. It's almost like just tuning out a bit with what's going on in the outer, taking that breath, resting inward. Two resting and inward cards. Interesting. Oh, and lighten up around your work. Lighten up around your career, your your purpose. Okay, so this card also could be pride comes before a fall. And if your ego is really built up on, this is who I am, this is my reputation, or I'm this, if you got a strong identity around something that you've built yourself to become, this week you could have that shaken. So one way to avoid that is to just let it go, not give it a lot of attention this week. So not a lot of focus on your Your fame, your reputation, whatever that might look like, the things that your ego wants to attach to as your identity, you're going to just kind of go, I don't know. I might be in a renewal. I might be changing. I'm not going to hold myself to any particular identity. If you can lighten up and not take yourself too seriously this week, is basically what that is. Your purpose, your calling, your career, all of those things, just go, I'm going to be a child this week and not take that too seriously. That will help not attract a mirror of, oh, you're failing at whatever you think you are. Like, it's going to be easy to look in the mirror and see that this week. So just lighten up. We're all going through another big shedding of the skins. We're still in the year of the snake. We're in that final phase of the year of the snake. So we've got to let go of some things in order for new parts to grow. Add some humor. Don't take yourself too seriously. Okay. And in Aquarius. So we were talking about across from, I'm going to move these down a little bit, across from Aquarius in Leo, right here, we had that Devil card. And I was talking about reputation. And I said, we'll see what's in Aquarius, because that's going to, indicate how we handle this reputation piece. Again, it feels like don't focus so much on what other people think about you. Focus on what it is that you're offering. Focus on your offerings, not on your reputation. Because again, this week you could get a lot of feedback that suggests that your reputation is not what you thought. But that might not be accurate. I don't think it's going to be an accurate mirror. It's like a distorted mirror this week. So if you look in that mirror and you get this image back, it's actually not correct. So better to not look. You notice how this character is not looking down there, looking over here at the Three of Cups at this fun. Let's just lighten up, not take things too seriously, not go looking for feedback. I would not suggest looking for feedback on how well you're doing with your life purpose or your career this week. You might get a scary reflection. It's not actually based in truth. It's just a distortion of the field right now. So that helps me so much. You have no idea. That's exactly what I needed to hear right now, I'll tell you. Oh, yes. Uh-huh. Yeah. A little apprehensive in the Capricorn house. Yes. So again, Capricorn is not known for lightening up and taking things lightly. It's ruled by Saturn, the hammer. Saturn is like, hard work, discipline, karma. So Saturn is not known for lightening up and just not taking things too seriously, except, have you ever noticed that Capricorns have the driest, wittiest sense of humor of all signs? When they finally lighten up, they really lighten up. So that's what we got to do. We got to focus on that part of Capricorn in each of us this week. It's like the part of you that you take the most seriously, where you would be the most offended, guard that this week. Put the pride down, elevate who cares? I'm having fun. I don't care what people think. Years ago, I read this book. Oh gosh, it's gotta be back in the 80s. I'm pretty sure it's that far back, or maybe early 90s. It was called What Other People Think of Me Is None of My Business. And when I first read it, I was really not impressed, because it was pretty far-fetched for me back then. I was like, of course it's my business. Like, they make it my business. And how am I going to know how to handle things if I don't hear what other people are thinking? How am I going to know how to strategize and like defend myself from their negative projections? It took me a while. It took me I want to say a few years, probably 3 or 4 years. I went back and read it again and I was like, "Oh, okay, I think I'm starting to get it. This is bigger than that. This is metaphysical correction. It actually is, if I don't take that on, I have psychic immunity. But it's not easy not to take it on. If you go looking for it, you're bound to find critique. You're bound to find negative reflection, especially if you go looking for it in a week like this. Don't look for it this week. Don't look for all the accolades this week. Yeah. Just focus on why are you in the game? Why are you committed to what you are? What's your role? What's your purpose? Why do you love what you're doing? Why do you love the identity that you've built? Have fun with your avatar this week. Play around. Don't be too serious about it. And this will pass. This will all pass. And there'll be time where you'll get the most amazing, accurate reflection of who you are. But that time is not this week. Okay, we're coming into the home stretch. Oh, yay. Okay, we don't have a ton of major arcana this week. Let's count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Well, it's getting up there, but yeah, we have some really good cards to mitigate this devil, and people worry about the devil a lot. It's not, I don't believe there's any bad cards. It's not a bad card. It's trying to, when you take a homeopathic or you take a little bit of poison like an emetic to get thick so that the real poison comes out of your system, you have a small amount of poison that expels the larger poison. That's what the devil is. It's like there to clear something. And I feel like it's clearing something to do with our ego and the way we consider our reputation. We're clearing out, we're also clearing out falsity, fakery. I feel like a lot of fraud and fakery around identity is going to get brought to the surface this week. We're going to see a lot of, because you see, if the mirror is off, or if the mirror is like a magnifying glass, it is going to bring to light some not so nice things. So be prepared to see your own shadow a bit, and definitely be prepared to see the shadow of others. And it's all to have renewal, to let go of those diseased parts and have renewal. Because look at this, Temperance is in Pisces. Pisces is the greatest healer of the whole wheel. Aw, I feel emotional when I'm saying it. And Temperance is the healer. So it's double healing around relationships. Yep. Around nature waking up, around not looking for validation or accolades with your identity or your purpose, to let go of being so serious about that. Really tuning in with what is your intention and your purpose, what is your mission, and not worrying this week about how others are receiving that, because they may not be able to receive it as you're intending it right now, but it'll line up. It'll line up down the road. And this whole piece about relationships, clearing the way away from that toxic version of the love drug. Yeah. Take time to be inward, having a vast inward journey. Rest, focus on sleep, and the healing has begun. The healing is underway. Pisces is what's going on in the subconscious. The healing is going on. So that's why this is all looking like this. Final card, drum roll, 2 of Wands. So this all feels, I don't know about the rest of you, but to me, this feels very retrograde-y. It feels a lot like we're going, and I'm guessing, kind of missing Meg at the moment. Where are we? Are we in a, I know we're in a Mercury retrograde, but I feel that we're also, some planets are retrograding right now. So we are going through another one of those, go back, dredge it all up, get rid of the poison, clear, heal things, and then the next wave goes way further forward. So it's going to feel a bit like you're being pulled back. And what I love is this final card is saying 2 weeks max, and you're going to be on top of your game again. Look at this person. They're up on the top of the plinth, looking down at the whole, their massive kingdom. So whatever your kingdom is, it could be small, but for you, it's big. So you're going to be on top of your game within 2 weeks. Look at, they got the world in their hands. This is another retrograde pullback. Don't be alarmed by this, folks. Don't get psyched out by this, please, because you're going to feel back up in a couple of weeks, 2 weeks. Yeah. Checking comments. The cards were mixed. They were. Meg just got the 2nd and 3rd of Wands for one of her reading. Might take 2 months before we're back on our game. It could, but you know, again, you might not be fully back on your game, but you'll feel on your game again in a couple of weeks. And, you know, again, your energy is back up. Yeah. Thanks, Lupo. Huh. It's been a delight as always. Just love you guys. We really just love you guys. Truly. This thing right here, that's how I feel about all of you. Let's bring the card up here. I've got a couple of things to show you. The feedback forms. Did you see this? We had fun putting these together, this survey, for you to have an opportunity to weigh in and check off from this list the things that you want more of on the platform. I think it's fantastic that you're going to be part of shaping the direction that we go in. If you'd like to book a session with me, you can find me over here on the Beyond Mystic Consultations page, a 1-hour reading. Use the coupon below to get a 10% discount. You can also find my lovely daughter Crystal here. She has 1-hour sessions, and she has just launched her half-hour sessions, which are very affordable. And boy, can she pack a lot in those half-hour sessions. She's super skilled. I mean, she's been a hairdresser for years, so she knows how to kind of talk right into the heart of things and put people at ease really quickly. And she's masterful. She was born a counselor and a therapist and an intuitive and a teacher and super compassionate humanitarian. Like, yeah, check out her sessions. I mean, obviously I'm a little biased, but it's true. It's all true what I'm saying. Where is my, oh yes, we've got one more thing to show, which is this beautiful Floraline Blooms and Botanicals are having a 10% off. Use this code with their Christmas winter series, and I think they'd make some nice presents. Oh, wait a sec, am I not sharing it? Did it work? There it is. Yeah, check those out. I think they look beautiful. They look, to me, good enough to eat, but I know that just having them in your home is gonna make it smell divine. So, yeah, lovely to share with all of you, as it always is, and I will see you next week. Next Thursday, Crystal and I are going to dive down that rabbit hole again. If you didn't check out the last one, it was very interesting. We were talking about time because we had been pulling cards on, somebody had asked us about daylight savings on our channel, and holy, it was so messed up. We were both just in shock. And I said, we got to do a deep dive on this. And it was pretty profound what came up. And then sure enough, I go on to Intuition Friday with Penny. I haven't talked to her about it at all. She didn't see the show. She wants to talk about time. I was like, oh gosh. Yeah, it was up. It was up last week. So we'll see. We always tune in and let intuition guide us to the topics. And of course, we take your questions as well. And a lot of times the questions that you bring in and the topics that we bring in somehow manage to weave themselves together into a deep dive down the rabbit hole. So, yeah, thank you, everybody. Oh, I feel warm now. I was feeling so chilled earlier and my heart's warm. So, thank you for your beautiful presence and have a lovely rest of your week. Look after yourselves. Don't take yourself too seriously. Get outside, ground, be in nature, and I'll see you shortly. A few days. Bye for now.